All right, guys, stay tuned. If you like everyday carry bags, EDC bags, bug out bags, stuff like that, everything you see here fits inside of that bag and it totals out at 17 pounds. Keep watching. All right, this video here is going to be a little different than most of my videos that I do. This is going to be on this bag. This is my everyday carry bag. Anytime we go anywhere, whether it's camping, fishing, during the week when I go to work, I always grab this thing, throw it in the trunk, throw it in the back of the van, whatever we're in, I throw it in whatever vehicle we're in. It's not a bug out bag. It's just an everyday carry bag. Has a lot of useful items in it. Now, me personally, I like watching videos on everyday carry bags, even the bug out bags that people have. I like to see how creative people can get with a lot of the useful shit that they have in their bags. So that's what this video is going to be on. First off, I'm going to get the weight on this, and we're going to see what it weighs with everything in it before I actually break down what's inside of it. This bag I got on Amazon about a year ago. Now, I will put a link in the description to the bag if it's still available. I haven't looked on there yet to see if it was still on there for sale. But if it is, I will put a link in there. So we're going to go ahead and get to the weight and go from there on everything. All right. So I'm going to set this on here. And I'm just going to be holding it up just with my fingers here just so it doesn't fall over. And let's see what we weigh. If I can get it to sit. 17.2 pounds total weight. All right, so you guys seen the weight on that, 17.2. Surprisingly, I honestly thought that this bag was going to weigh a lot more than that. Once you see how much stuff I actually have in this bag, it's kind of unbelievable that it only weighs 17 pounds. That's the first time I had ever weighed it. And like I said, I thought it weighed a lot more than that. So one thing about this that I wanted out of this bag when I bought this was I didn't want a black bag. I didn't want a black tactical looking bag. I wanted a gray bag, somewhat of a medium sized bag. I didn't want a real large bag. I didn't want it to be too small. I wanted something that I could walk through a community park with and not look like I was ready to go to war with the world, basically. I didn't want it to stand out. I just wanted something practical that had a lot of room in it. And this bag is perfect for all those needs. So this is what I went with. For starters, I'm going to start with a water bottle. Start with the outside. This is just a bottle of Body Armor Sport Water. This is the electrolyte water. So I don't have a whole lot of water in this pack, but this is the one bottle that I do carry on here. So I'm going to open the top first, and we're going to start going through all that. So on this very top pouch, right here, I have a small set of binoculars. Nothing extreme, just a small, just regular old set of binoculars. And this pouch right here, this is probably one of the heaviest items in the bag. This pouch actually came with the bag. You could hook it on the outside, but I'd keep it on the inside just because of the weight of it. Now in here, I have a multi-tool, which I got on Amazon. This has just your basic normal stuff that a multi-tool has on it. All right, I had to pause for a minute. I got interrupted there. So anyways, it just has all your basic stuff in it. Nothing too extreme. It's got Phillips head screwdriver and a flathead down in there. So that's that. Also in this pouch, this is the main knife in my kit. This is it's a Smith & Wesson Border Guard is the name of it. This is actually a really, really good knife. A buddy of mine gave me this knife, one of my coworkers. This is a really, really beefy ass knife. It's a good knife to have. It's sturdy. It's not flimsy. It does weigh a lot, but it's got some good grips on the sides of it. It's too heavy for everyday carry as far as just if you keep it in your pocket all day long. I would never attempt to carry it all day long, that's for sure. But so that's what goes in that pouch. I have just some tent stakes to anchor down a tent or a tarp or whatever with. Now, one item that I do not have in this bag that will be in it, speaking of these tent stakes, is I do not have a tarp in this bag. So I do need to get a tarp for it. That's one item I do not have. There's a couple other items also in here that I want to show you guys that I am going to upgrade as well. So I do have these in there. Right here I have it's just a spool of some bank line. Comes in handy for a lot of different things. Right here I just have a pair of scissors. In this pocket I have a bunch of beef jerky. Bunch of various beef jerky. A couple trash bag liners. You guys already know those come in handy for just about anything. I think that's it inside of that bottom pocket there. In here, in this zipper right here, I have a small tape measure. That comes in handy a lot when you need to measure something. I've used that a million times. I also have this. This is a small mirror. It's actually a really good quality mirror. I can't remember what I paid for this, but I bought that on Amazon as well. It's got an aluminum case on it. Real thin, doesn't weigh nothing. Also inside of that pocket, I have a Lansky. It's a Lansky Quad Sharp knife sharpener. And this thing works really good. I use the 30 the majority of the time. It puts a good edge on a knife. So I have that in there. And I think that's it for this pouch right here. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next zipper. So this has 3 sections to it. It's got 3 pouches. On the bottom of this, or well, I should say on the back of it, this zipper here, you can unzip that and the bag is actually expandable. You can make it larger. And then also on the back of this, it's going to be kind of hard to see. But it does have a zipper right here for, you can add a water bladder in here if you want to take additional water with you, and you can run the hose out of here. I never used that, but you do have the option to use that with this bag. All right, so next I'm going to go to this next pocket right here. All right, so in here, like I said, there was a couple items that I wanted to upgrade. This right here is one of them. I do not have a hatchet in this bag as far as processing wood or anything, as far as campfire and all that. I do have this folding saw, and I've used it a couple times. It will cut wood. You can process smaller wood with it, but I do want to upgrade this to a nicer, like collapsible aluminum folding saw. Kind of like a full-length saw. This is a cheap one here. It's not super reliable, but it does work for smaller stuff. But that's one of the items that I do want to upgrade to a better one. I have a headlamp, which comes in handy. I use that a lot on a lot of different things. Right here, I have 2 pairs of gloves. These are kind of like the mechanics gloves. They're good gloves to work with. You can grab a hold of stuff good in them. So I have 2 pairs of those. This pouch right here, I'm not going to get into this pouch yet. I'll go through that here in just a minute. This is basically like one of the Maxpedition pouches, one of the small mini pouches. But this is an eBay knockoff version is what this is. But we'll go through the contents of that here in just a minute. So what I have left in here, right here I have a compass. And this is somewhat of a decent compass. It's metal. It's not made out of plastic or anything. It's aluminum. Next, this little pouch here. I bought some of these plastic zip-up pouches just because they're somewhat waterproof. I mean, if it was fully submerged, it would probably fill it with water. But for the most part, if this thing got rained on and got soaked in a good rain, it wouldn't hurt any of this. So I have some batteries in here. I have a small USB power bank. It's fully charged. I don't know if you guys can see that on there or not. Anyways, it is fully charged. But then I have a multi-charger. It's got the USB on one end. Has a little bit of everything on this end. So you can charge a lot of different items with that. I also have a regular wall style plug-in for that. And I have a cigarette lighter style that has a double hookup on it for that multi-charger cord. That's pretty much it for that pouch. And that's it for this area in the bag. So moving on to the third section. And one thing about this bag is these zippers do open fairly easy. It actually does have some good quality zippers on it. They don't get stopped up. They don't get tangled up real easy where they get jammed and you can't move them. They slide really easy. So in this bottom section, this has like some elastic type stuff up here with some loops. I really don't use any of that. But I'm sure that would come in handy for a lot of different things. This is just it's a beef stew. You just add hot water to it. It's just a lightweight, quick meal. These last a long time. So I keep that in there. It's at least one somewhat decent meal to have in there. Camping food, basically. I have some paracord, which you already know. There's no point even going into that. You can use this for a million different things. So I got a nice little bundle of that in there. I have this pot, which this is one of the other items that I will be upgrading. This was originally a 2-piece kit. Now my bigger pot that I had, I'm going to show you why I'm going to upgrade this. My bigger pot that I had on the portion of this, it burnt a hole through it when I was using my burner. And these are just cheap aluminum pots. I need to get me a nice stainless steel pot to keep in this thing, which I'm going to be doing. But anyways, the other side of that kit is in this bag right here. So in here, get this open. I have this other pot I have a bobber. I have this little thing here. This is basically my tackle box. This has some hooks in it, some small bluegill hooks, some larger hooks that I could bass fish with or catfish with or whatever. I keep them in this little container so they don't get stuck on anything. I'm also going to add just some just regular size split shot sinkers into this, which I haven't done yet. Inside of here, you guys have probably seen these a million times. This is just a burner. Now what you can do with this is you can screw this onto a propane tank, and then you can set your pot on here and cook a bowl of soup or boil a little bit of water or whatever. And this was actually a nice burner. This thing works absolutely great. The problem I had was the pot. The pot that it came with was just a piece of junk. It does have a built-in igniter, which works great. It came with a spoon. This is like a spoon fork type of deal. Has both built into one. I have no complaints on that. That works perfectly fine. So moving on from that, I have a slingshot, which isn't a necessity, but it's just cool to have. When I'm out fishing on the rivers and stuff, it's cool to just sling some rocks, you know, have a little fun. One more thing to do when you're sitting out there waiting for a catfish to bite. Right here, I have a water filter. This is the Sawyer Mini. I'm sure you guys have seen those a million times. And then I also have some Aqua Tabs, which is just the purification tablets in there. So I keep all that in another one of these plastic things as well, just to kind of keep anything from getting dirty or contaminated or whatever. Now, I've never used this, and honestly, I don't plan on using it unless I absolutely have to. But a lot of people, they talk about how these freeze in the wintertime. I guess once they freeze, they're no good. So if you've used it and it gets wet inside and it gets frozen, the filter is no longer good. So I've never used it. It's a brand new filter. I want it to be in fully working condition if I ever do find myself in a point to where I do need to use this. So it's brand new. I've never used it. Right here I have it's just a food bar, basically emergency food bar. 5-year shelf life. Nothing special. Probably tastes like shit, but if you're ever in a pinch, it'd be good to have. Expiration date, March 25th. Or well, that may be, I don't know if that's 2025. Hell, I don't know. Anyways, I keep that in here. What else? This bag. This is kind of just another somewhat waterproof bag. In here, I keep a roll of toilet paper, which comes in handy. This is a bag with some cotton in it. Also has a little bundle of some duct tape in there, which burns really good. You need to start a fire when it's raining out or whatever. That duct tape works great. It'll burn for a little while. And like I said, I got some cotton in here just to help if I need to start a fire or whatever. Also in this bag, I keep some hand warmers. There's quite a few emergency blankets in there. Moving on from that, I have a propane tank, a Coleman, which is what this is for. So the way this works is this just screws onto here. I'm not going to screw it all the way on, but give you an idea of what's going on here anyway. So that screws on there. You can turn that on, and then I don't know what I did with my pot I had over here. There it is. So you can just set your pot on there like this and cook you a bowl of soup or whatever. From there, I have this. This is another bag, is what this is. So if you ever need to lighten your load for any reason, whether you need to carry, you need to divide some of this up, if you got a couple people with you, if you got to walk a long distance, I have this bag. This weighs practically nothing, and it folds up into itself and zips up into this little pouch. I have this in case I ever wanted to separate some of these items between two people, or if I just wanted to bring anything additional. Some more food, some more water. So this has spots on the sides of it. I could throw a couple bottles of water in here. So I could see that coming in handy. Moving on from that, I have a collapsible fishing pole, which is actually a decent fishing pole. I think I gave like 20, 25 bucks for this or something about a year and a half ago. It's a weird Chinese brand name, but I have fished with it. This is the, trying to remember the length on this. I'm pretty sure this was the 7-foot version. So basically you take this off, it all pulls out. You got yourself a 7-foot fishing rod. So that works out good when you want to do some fishing, and it fits in the bag. Next, I have 2 of these stools. So I got 2 seats in here. These things are actually pretty awesome. Now, I bought these before I bought the bag. So basically, when I bought this backpack, I based the total length of this bag off of these 2 stools, the length of these stools. I wanted to be able to fit both of these stools inside of this bag, along with this fishing rod and whatever else I wanted to take. So I checked the measurements on everything. It's been a while since I had these off of here, but so these just move like this. And these actually are really sturdy, believe it or not. So you got yourself a stool. I got 2 of those in there. So if I'm ever walking some trails or whatever, I can pop these out. And I got somewhere to sit. There's another one. Exact same thing. Really easy to set up. I got a little bag on the side of them right here. You can put you some stuff in there or whatever. I think I gave 30 bucks for the 2 of these. So that's everything in the bag. Now we are going to move on to this. So this pouch right here, no matter what, at the bare minimum, I always make sure I have this. So if anything ever happened to a point where I couldn't bring this bag with me for any reason, any possible situation or whatever, whether I just don't want to deal with taking the bag, I don't want to have to babysit it the whole time or whatever, worry about somebody stealing it wherever I'm going. This right here, I can squeeze this in the side cargo pocket of my cargo pants. Most of the time I'm wearing khakis or khaki shorts. The majority of my pants I wear, I always make sure I have pockets in the legs on the sides. It is a tight squeeze, but I can fit this in the side pocket of my cargo pants. And like I said, bare minimum, I always try and at least take this with me. So this is basically a smaller version of my everyday carry kit. This has a little bit of everything in it. And I'm going to go ahead and break this down and show you guys exactly what all is in this. This is the cranker to that fishing rod. So I'm going to move this bag up out of the way here. All right, so this pouch, I think I gave $10 for this pouch. And one thing I will tell you about these is the more shit that you stuff in this, when you first get this, you can't fit a whole lot in it. But the more you start squeezing in it and the more you let it sit, the material starts to stretch, and you'll find that over time, you are able to fit more in this pouch than you would ever think that you could. So in here, I keep all of this. So we're going to start with this bottle right here. This is just some contact solution. I wear contacts. It says re-wetting drops, but I actually have a disinfectant solution in this. I filled this up with just regular contact solution. So I keep that in there. I have a fire steel right here. Pretty good size one. I've used it a couple times. I have a lighter. It's a brand new lighter wrapped with electrical tape. And that electrical tape has actually saved my ass a couple times. I was driving down the freeway one day and my headlights went out on my truck. And I had to do some MacGyver shit and hotwire my headlights. And luckily, I had some electrical tape on me. So that worked out perfect because I didn't have any in the truck at the time. I have this flashlight right here. Has brand new batteries in it. I got this flashlight at Rural King. I think I gave like $15 for it. Nothing special, but it does the trick. Fits in the pouch. Right here, I have a Gerber dime multi-tool. So this is what I'm talking about when I said I kind of have a little bit of everything in there, but this is a smaller version of my bigger kit that I take every day. So it's just got some little needle nose pliers. It's got some cutters. What else does it got on? One thing I do like about this is a lot of your other items are on the outside instead of the inside. So I got a pair of scissors. Looks like a little flathead screwdriver. That could be used as a Phillips screwdriver, probably, I would imagine. On this side, I have a blade, which is actually very, very sharp. I've never sharpened that. That's just the way it came when I bought it. And then I have this little deal right here. So it's got a little bit of everything on there. Smaller version, bottle opener. Moving on from that, I have some chapstick, Blistex. Over here, I have some Advils. Just a small thing of Advils. I got some Tylenols right here, small little container of Tylenols. I have another fire steel that has a whistle built into it. Rate whistle. I got a pair of tweezers, a decent pair of tweezers, not no little skimpy ones. This is the normal size pair of tweezers. I got some toenail clippers, fingernail clippers, whatever you want to call them. This here, these are actually these are like some little towel type of things. They're like paper towels, but you can get them wet. They're just like little puck type paper towels. You get these wet and it basically turns into a paper towel. If you need to wipe your face off or wipe something off, these come in really, really handy. I keep those in there. Back here, I keep an ink pen along with a pad of paper. Kind of smashed up, but it'll still do the trick. I have some hand warmers right here, hot hands. I also have a sewing kit, which has pre-threaded needles already threaded inside of the kit, so I don't have to dick around trying to thread anything. I thought that was actually a pretty cool kit right there. I got this at Walmart. I think I gave like $1 or $2 for this. That was a great addition to that little pouch. I thought it was anyway. Okay, so on this side I have some more beef jerky. Little something to eat. Little something's better than nothing. So, got a little beef jerky in there. I have a, see, this is the last of what I have in there. This is just a small medical kit. I have another emergency blanket in there. I got some Band-Aids. I got some, what is this, liquid skin. And this little tube right here, it's kind of like super glue type of stuff. If you got a bad cut or whatever. And that's it. That's everything, guys. So I'll lay everything out. I'll get a kind of an overall view of everything that I have in this entire kit. So you can see everything all at once. See exactly what 17 pounds look like sitting on the floor here. So, all right, guys. So here's everything all laid out. As you can see, when it's actually all laid out on the floor right here, there is a lot of stuff in that bag. And like I said, this only weighs out at 17 pounds. This whole portion over here, all of this right here, aside from those binoculars, all these items, all this fits inside of that pouch right there. So that's a complete separate kit right there. But then you have all the rest of this that fits inside of this bag. Including those stools. So it's quite a bit of stuff. Like I said, I don't have the tarp in here yet. I do need to add a decent tarp to my kit. And I want to upgrade that pot. And I want to upgrade that saw right there. But other than that, I'm pretty much satisfied with everything. Like I said, I don't consider this as a bug out bag. This is just an everyday kit with a bunch of handy stuff in it. It comes in handy when you're camping. I do a lot of camping, a lot of fishing. There's a lot of good stuff in here that just comes in handy on an everyday basis. So that's going to be it. I hope you guys liked the video. As always, if you have any comments or any questions or whatever, feel free to ask. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next one.